Hello my lovelies, I'm about to try again for a freeform bowl. So I'm starting with my flat tray mould, which holds about 500 ml of resin. I'm using my lovely mica powders. I think the company is called About. I got these from Amazon and I will link in the video description for you. So I'm starting with my purple. I'm going around the edges, swirling it around. Using one of my old makeup brushes for this, nice and soft. So I thought I'd give that one a try. I do need more brushes. It's funny, every time you start a new project, you start thinking, oh, I need that. Oh, I could do with this. And your list just gets longer and longer. So I'm using my switching brush here on my switching pad. Absolutely brilliant. Again, I will link in the video for you underneath the video from Amazon. Means you use one brush no matter how many different colours powders you're using. Absolutely perfect. So my next colour is dark slate blue. It's kind of a purpley blue hue to it, so I just thought it'd be a perfect blend from the purple into the blues that I'm going to use. Again, just using the same soft makeup brush, spreading it out a little bit. Really a massive learning curve for me right here. I'm not sure how much powder I need, how much wastage there's going to be, if it's going to stain my mould or take up nicely in the resin. Everything is a huge experiment for me at this stage, and it's just right, we'll see how we go. As you can see, I've got quite a little bit left over here, so I'm going to be messing about trying to get it into the lid and then back into the pot without making a huge mess of everything. Got big hair on the brush there, don't know where that came from. Always tie my hair out when I'm doing resin work. And as you can see, I do like to put my lids back on as I go, because I am quite a clumsy person, and it wouldn't be a rare thing for me to knock the whole tub of powder over. Just going to try and blend that in a little bit more. I can see I've got that little line there between the blue and the purple. I have an awful feeling that's going to stay, but it's there now. I don't know how to get rid of that at the moment. Any advice from any of you lovely viewers would be much appreciated. Again, using the switching pad to clean the brush, and now I'm going to be using my dark blue. I mean, it's called a dark blue, but it's a lovely bright mid blue, really. I would say. I don't know why they've called it dark blue. Lovely shimmery colour there. I suppose the powder looks like it's coming out quite dark. It's quite bright. I'd call it a bright blue, not a dark blue. Just trying to blend that in as best as I can. Sat here at this point thinking, did I leave enough space for the turquoise? Wondering if I should have started from the centre out. Again, like I said, it's just a learning curve. It's a nice little experiment. We'll just see how it turns out. Again, clean the brush in the switching pad. And I'm going to come in with the beautiful turquoise. It's quite a pearlescent looking powder, this one. I just think it's really, really lovely. Shame I've left such a small space for it, really. So it looks a bit darker there where I'm holding up the turquoise, but it is quite pale and like I say, quite pearlescent. See, quite translucent as I'm blending it in. It's just coloured the centre a little bit, quite subtle. Again, just going around trying to blend any loose bits of powder anywhere. Clean the brush. I've got my pre-mixed clear resin. This one is Apex resin. It's the very last of that. Sadly, after my unplanned flash cure last week, this is the very last bit of my Apex. I do have some mould resin that I've not tried yet, and I'll be pouring that on next. I wasn't sure about mixing the two together, but I thought, well, if I pour one in and then top up with the other one, hopefully it'll all be okay. They're both 1-to-1 mixes, A and B, so hopefully not too much of a difference. And I'm coming in now with the mould resin. So yeah, it's bugging me, those dark purple lines, but you know, again, if any of you have got any advice how to avoid that in the future, please do leave me your comments below. Go around checking for bubbles, spreading it out a little bit, making sure we're nicely up to the edges. Get right into the groove there, where the bubbles are more likely to hide. And now I'm just about to grab my favourite glitter. This one is Fairy Garden. Again, from the same place as my other resins, so it's from the Resin Den. It's a little group on Facebook, and the seller was called Sharon Brown. Absolutely do adore these glitters from her at the moment. The Fairy Garden ones are just absolutely beautiful. This one's called Blissful Brook that I've just put in. So between that one and Winter Forest, I think I'm going to use those two a lot of the time. Very pretty. And I do love a bit of sparkle, if I'm honest. I really am prone to a bit of glitter. Just use the very last of the resin there as a top up. Pouring it around the edge to try and keep the glitter towards the middle. I didn't want it right up to the edges, so I thought if I poured my last little bit of resin around the edges, that would kind of make the glitter go where I wanted it to, instead of it coming right up to the top edges, sorry. Getting every last bit out that I can. I did go right up to the rim on this. I used the full 500ml. I do feel it's going to maybe be a bit thick, the finished bowl. I think when I make this freeform bowl again, I'll probably use about 1100ml, 12 at the most. I think I'd want to try it a little bit thinner. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Spray a little bit of alcohol on there just to release any extra bubbles that are hiding. Have a bit of a tidy up, and we're going to put the cover on and leave it to cure for a few hours. Probably about 5 hours, because we've got the dehumidifier on in here. Okay, so we're about 5 hours on. It definitely did only need 5 hours with the dehumidifier going. It was quite humid. It was about 78% in here, so we definitely needed that for today. It's lovely and soft and pliable. It's not too sticky, so I'd say the 5 hours was perfect. As I'm manipulating and trying to take it out of the mould already, I'm already thinking that I was correct. It is going to be a bit thick. I did definitely want it to look a little bit thinner than that. It feels quite weighty, so we'll see how that feels once it's all dry. Probably not going to be any difference, is there really, thinking about it. So I'm just shaping it in a mixing bowl bought especially for this. It's about 25 centimetres across this mixing bowl, about 4 litres I believe, that I ordered again from Amazon. Everything's from Amazon, cheap and cheerful. So I'm just pushing it down into trying to get it centred in the bowl so all the sides are the same height. So easy to adjust. I can definitely see me making more of these. It's quite enjoyable squishing all that about and shaping it. I love how subtle the colours are looking as well. Just so you know, the fades, they're quite translucent, they fade into each other nicely. Even though I felt there was a lot of glitter at the time, it's not too overpowering, it's quite subtle. So I'm going to really love this. So I'm just going to put the silicone mat inside there, so we don't get any marks when we put the bottle in to weigh it down. I'm using a mould bottle with some resin in there. It's not too heavy, it's just enough to stop it wanting to push up in the middle. So we're going to cover that over and we're going to leave it for about 20 hours. Okay, so our time is up and now it's for the final demould reveal, whatever you want to call it. Is it a demould when it's already in the bowl? So as you can see from there, I can see straight away those purple marks between the blue and the purple mica powder did definitely stay. Such a shame, because otherwise I'm really pleased with this. Love the subtle sparkle, love the colours, love the translucency. Really pleased for a first attempt. I definitely need to stop my mica powders doing that in the future. They're quite thick on the edges. It's going to need some filing. I'm going to get my 100 to 180 grit nail files on there and make it quite nice. Other than that, it's just going to be a case of the glamour shots for you all. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share.